Orton and John Cena met for the very first time in a one-on-one match at an independent show called the Brian Pillman Memorial, back before they were a part of WWE. They would meet for the first time in OVW, Ohio Valley Wrestling, back in 2002. They would go on to meet many times over the years in matches that have branched from SummerSlam to WrestleMania, to triple threats, to I Quits, to tables, ladders, and chairs into a 60-minute Iron Man match. They are dead even when it comes to wins and losses. And if this is the final time that these two ever meet, I can truly say that I've been honored and privileged to call many of these matches. And I'm sure in this match for the undisputed WWE Championship that Randy Orton and John Cena will tear the house down once again. And we start off with a collar and elbow tie-up. Wade, the key for Randy Orton to win his 15th World Championship.
Well, he needs to tap into that unadulterated hometown energy that is backing their boy here in St. Louis all the way to number 15.
What about for John Cena, the record-setting 17-time world champion?
Well, John Cena needs to tap into that bitter, resentful side that we saw at WrestleMania, the one that led him all the way to victory over Cody Rhodes, the one that led him to that record 17-time world championship. John Cena, in a nutshell, needs to take every shortcut and every low road available to him this evening.
You know, 17,000 plus tonight. You know, a lot has been made, of course, of the history that John Cena made at WrestleMania, 17th world title. Ric Flair, of course, now sits in second place with 16 world championships. Third on that list, time for third, is this man, Randy Orton, and the Hall of Famer, Triple H, with 14, Wade. An incredible feat.
Well, I had a good chat with Randy Orton. We talked on our pre-show. Randy Orton claims he's got at least 10 years left in his body. And if he makes this number 15, then 17 will become tantalizingly close.
I was sort of expecting that. John Cena, obviously, with its cheap little slap, but that was just to play mind games. You knew it wasn't going to hurt Randy. Randy, who may be in the best shape of his life, and
goes a poke in the eye.
Oh!
Payback!
And official Chad Patton going to let a little bit go here tonight, as well he should.
And let me tell you, Cole, the difference at WrestleMania is that Cody Rhodes refused to take that low road with John Cena. He was too morally pure, and it came back to bite him. Randy Orton, historically, has had no issue whatsoever in taking whatever low road is available. All bets are off now, and I like that for Randy Orton.
And here's Cena now, back center of the ring. You know, for Randy Orton, I've said many, many times over the years, he has absolutely no absence of malice. He doesn't like anybody. And despite his growing popularity over the years, he's still the same old Randy Orton way.
Yeah, the personality doesn't change. Sometimes they love him, sometimes they hate him, but innately inside Randy Orton, there are those sadistic voices turning him to the dark side. And that is a massive benefit to Orton tonight if he's going to dethrone the so-called last real champ.
He had a tremendous sit-down interview with Randy on the Countdown show, Wade. Very open in a lot of the things that he talked about.
Yeah, and I'll tell you right now, this is by far the most mature version of Randy Orton I have ever seen. Oh, truly is, in 2025, the locker room leader that John Cena never was during his time on top.
Well, I mean, you would know better than I would since you spent time in the locker room, but I'm not sure if I agree with that statement. I think many people would believe Cena was a locker room leader for much of his career.
I completely dispute that. I think John Cena was about one man and one man only, and Randy actually echoed that in my interview with him throughout his career on top. John Cena put himself first and foremost, whereas somebody like Randy Orton is consistently giving back.
This also coming from the guy that headed up a group that tried to end John Cena's career. In fact, you had a match with Randy Orton at one point where John Cena was forced to be the referee in that match because of this whole silly Nexus situation you were involved in.
There's nothing silly about the Nexus. I was a young guy trying to punch up and make a name for myself. That's all that was. You can't blame young guys taking shortcuts like that. But Randy Orton is a man who certainly doesn't need any shortcuts this evening. Physically built to perfection. And now John Cena's taken a stroll
Yeah, you would have never seen this out of the old John Cena. Whatever happened to the hustle, loyalty, and the respect and the never give up attitude of this man?
Well, John Cena knows physically he cannot match the absolute best, so he has to take these shortcuts. On Randy Orton, he said, hell no, you ain't getting away that easy.
And Randy Orton he wants an opportunity at the championship. Of course, he has to pin or submit John for that to happen. Interesting interview in Billboard magazine with Randy Orton. Among the subjects they talked about was the fact that, and here's Cena now with a clothesline, was the fact that Randy finds himself in this unfamiliar position of getting cheered when it always used to be Cena getting cheered when he faced Orton in the past.
Yeah, it's unadulterated at this point, and let me tell you, the entire locker room in WWE is completely united behind Randy Orton, this spiteful megalomaniac that 2025 John Cena has become. He does not own the history and the legacy of this company and that championship that he's currently in possession of.
Well, says he's going to retire with it because he's the, quote, last real champion. Still impressed with the shape that John's able to maintain with the schedule that he has. Dude, I can't lose a pound if I try.
Physically incredible shape is John Cena, and he showed that he absolutely does not have that ring rust at WrestleMania 41.
17,000 plus in St. Louis in unison, chanting along with Randy's punches.
Give him 20 more, please, Randy Orton. And Cena now on jelly legs. Not a good place to be when you're in that kind of proximity to a man as dangerous as Randy Orton.
Cover by Randy on Cena, and Cena kicks it too. Randy knew he wasn't going to pick up the win there. That was more psychological than anything else.
Well, that's the methodical pacing that has made Randy Orton one of the absolute greatest of all time, and now that Garvin stomp being targeted across the frame of John Cena.
I think we've named it the Orton stomp by now. And Wade,
I'm old school, pal.
You mentioned this, Wade, in the countdown show, and I thought it was really interesting, the methodical style of Randy Orton. That's the style that Cena worked against Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, and it really helped John in that matchup, but now he's in the match against a guy like Orton who does the same thing.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So Cody Rhodes is a much faster-paced superstar than John Cena allowed him to be at WrestleMania 41. Cody was baited into that. If Cena wants to take things slow tonight, that entirely plays into the wheelhouse of the Viper Randy Orton, who looks a different class to the champ this evening.
Oh! Randy with a knee to the face of Cena and a kick out. And let's not forget, let alone the fact that his dad is a Cowboy Bob Orton. We mentioned 40 years ago this weekend, the big match with Hulk Hogan at Saturday night's main event. But he also learned the trade and all the tricks in the book from not only Triple H, but the Nature Boy, the dirtiest player in the history of the sport, as part of Evolution.
Well, we talked about that low road, no finer shooters in history to give you a roadmap on how to excel on that low road and drop the hammer at the right time against John Cena, who certainly is not going to give up easily in this one.
Yeah, Cena looking for a sleeper now on Orton. Got him caught center of the ring. Not sure if John has it all, and now he might. John putting his entire pressure on the body of Randy. Randy's massive frame able to hold John up at least momentarily, but John trying to wrestle him down to the mat.
Yeah, we saw that montage of the history between these two. You can see from the frame alone how much the physique of Randy has changed over the years. Once upon a time, he may well have collapsed when John Cena was on his back, not here.
Uh-oh,
now
way
stronger.
Yeah, the Viper wrapping himself around John Cena. More like a chin lock applied here. And wrestling John down to the mat now to one knee.
Randy's done a hell of a job of keeping his ego and his anger intact so far.
Oh, now John turns it around to a sleeper of his own. Now remember, this is Cena's first title defense since he won the championship at WrestleMania. He's not had a match since then. Randy Orton now locks up John again. And now John into one of his own.
Well, these two know each other so well.
That back suplex brings both men down in the center of the ring. Again, senior official Chad Patton working this match tonight.
It'll be incredibly difficult for either one of these two to catch the other by surprise this evening.
You know, Wade, we talked earlier, no one ever thought that someone would knock off the 16-time World Championship record held by Flair. Cena did it. Now people are talking about the fact that nobody's ever going to get to 17, but if Orton's talking about hanging around another 10 years, he may do that.
Yeah, it's only Randy Orton who's in with any form of chance right now, that's for sure.
Shoulder tackle now by Cena. Orton goes down again. And John, and there's that spin slam by Cena, and John Cena's got Orton where he wants him. Will he give the fans what they want?
Muscle memory for Cena, and hats off to Cena, not even breathing heavy.
Mockingly. And now John with the five-knuckle shuffle across the forehead of Orton.
Well, he's a knob, but he's absolutely capable of tapping into that historical best, and here we go, Cole.
Cena looking for an AA, and Orton who's able to slip out from behind. Randy now with the clothesline, and now Orton starting to pick up the pace. It is May. It is the final number of months in John Cena's legendary career. He wants to retire as champion. Orton has something to say about it tonight.
We're talking about tapping into historical best. Randy Orton doing what he does like nobody else.
And Cena's in trouble here. He's been in this position before. It's a draping DDT, but Cena, great move. Cena rolling up Orton here. And again, these guys know each other so well, Wade.
Yeah, when you know the
and now Cena looking for the STFU.
Randy blocking it so well. Keep those hands where they are, Randy.
John trying to lock it in, but Randy Orton able to block at least momentarily. John's able to slip it in there, though. He doesn't have all of it as Orton now tries to drag John to the ropes.
Yeah, Cena desperately trying to rear back and stretch that spine of Randy Orton, but Randy perhaps at this point at least too powerful to allow him to do so.
And John Cena realizing that looks to grab and drag Orton back toward the middle of the ring. Randy creates some space.
Simply got to stay away from the heaviest hitters, and here we go again.
And this time now, vintage Randy Orton with a draping DDT. And I think Randy, as he recuperates, may start hearing some voices.
I've tasted that DDT many times from Randy Orton, and things never went well in the aftermath. Randy shrugging off some pain in that lower back from that STF attempt.
The Viper is coiled. The Viper is ready to strike. Went for the RKO. Cena blocked. Cena now with Randy up on his shoulders. Attitude adjustment. Wait a minute. Both men down. Okay.
Well,
figure this out.
Massive amount of effort there from Johnson.
And look at this.
Oh, God,
right there.
We missed it.
Yes. Cena went for the AA. Randy went for the RKO, and both men took each other out.
Just shows you how lightning fast the reactions of Randy Orton are in real time. We were oblivious to it, but check the slow-mo, my God. Keeping himself in the match.
Yeah, incredible. Cena delivering an AA while Randy countered at the same time with the RKO. And
well, Cena smelled victory there, but taking it away at the death is the unrepentant Viper.
It's amazing. So many years of watching these two do battle, and it just each and every time, it's just so blessed to be out here, Wade, to watch these two all-time greats go at each other.
Two most iconic professional wrestlers of this millennium.
And you share the ring with both of them. That's incredible. Oh!
Yeah, and I rarely had any form of success.
And but by John.
1A and 1B.
Now Randy Orton fires back. And a big uppercut by Randy. I tell you, 17,000 plus have been invested. And not only, oh, wait a minute. AA by Cena to retain on Orton. Cover, kick out by Randy.
Well, that time Randy Orton just had no answer. You had to think he was rocked by those massive massive shots from John Cena. Randy Orton having to dig deep to protect the legacy of not only his family, but his entire industry.
I was going to say 17,000 invested in every move in this match tonight. In fact, they've been invested in every move of every match tonight in what has been an incredible show. We've had 3 title retentions so far tonight. Cena trying to make it 4. And now Randy Orton up on his shoulders again, able to use those long arms to hang on to the top rope. And the momentum now. This is wildly seen off the ropes again. There's another shoulder tackle to Randy. Randy, RKO! Out of nowhere! Come on, Randy! Looking for the pin here! And John Cena rolling out of harm's way. Randy could not capitalize.
Oh my God, John Cena picking up the pace on this one. Randy Orton with a desperation throw and the RKO. So much has been taken out of Orton, and he may have got a stinger at some point. Trying to get some feeling back in the hands, grabbing the neck. Look at this RKO, so instinctive.
Randy's had
precision.
And wait, he's had neck issues, back issues, shoulder issues his entire career.
25 years at the top, taking on guys like John Cena will do that to your frame. Both of these men, racked with countless injuries over the years. It's astounding they can still do this at the very top level.
It's been nearly 8.5 years. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh.
The legend killer wants to be the GOAT killer. Went for the punt. John Cena able to counter into another AA to retain. Hook of the leg. Orton kicks out.
Wow, well, Randy Orton did promise us a couple of weeks ago he was going to connect with a punt to the skull of John Cena. But the excitement, overcommitted, turned his back briefly, and Cena was ready to pounce. But equal to it, somehow still Randy Orton. And I'm looking over at Orton in the ring. He keeps wiggling those fingers. I don't know how much feeling is left in there.
Big fight atmosphere. 17,000 plus sold out St. Louis tonight. Our main event at Backlash. Cena, Orton, once again. Perhaps the final time for the undisputed WWE Championship. And now John Cena mocking Randy Orton. Big smile on his face off the reaction of the WWE fans in Orton's hometown. And now John Cena maybe lining up for a punt of his own. Randy Orton moves out of harm's way. Randy now went for an RKO. Orton shoved into the official. I'm not sure that was inadvertent by Cena, but nonetheless the official Chad Patton's down.
Yeah, that was a heavy landing for Chad Patton.
And now with Chad down, Cena with a third AA delivered to Randy, but John is very well aware there's no official right now.
Yeah, how many times do you see people dive on a pin in that situation? That is 25 years of experience of John Cena, knowing full well he's on a hide into nothing. But with the referee down, what the...
you know, John is staring down at the title. Remember what happened at WrestleMania when Cody Rhodes wouldn't pull the trigger, wouldn't use the championship.
Well, you can go as low as you want at this point. You can't see me. Referee can't see it.
Why?
That was the answer. History.
I mean, the
You've
guy
already made history,
he
John.
made history. He didn't have to act like this.
Well, he's trying to own history. That's the point. That's why he wants to retire with that championship. And with the referee down, Randy Orton.
RKO out of nowhere by Orton. But again, there's no official. But the Viper is struck. Cover on John. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and Chad just came too. But not enough. And Cena kicks out. Randy Orton knew that was his opportunity, and Cena is now reeling.
Well, a roller coaster. 60 seconds this was, swinging back and forth. Both men looking to be closing in on the win. Randy's in a bad way, but I think John Cena is even worse off at this point.
Oh, Chad Patton, I'm not even sure he can breathe. Oh boy, get the hell out of the way, Wade.
With Don't have to tell me twice. Oh God, you remember that pent-up rage that was supposed to be targeted at Kevin Owens? It didn't just dissipate. It's remained and it's been refocused on John Cena.
What are you talking about? This man's had pent-up rage for 25 years. Randy Orton is get out.
Oh God.
Cena now tries. Oh man.
Power went head first.
Somebody get a doctor over here. Chad went head first into the steps.
The Chad Patton's done.
And now John Cena sending Randy Orton off the ring post.
Well, the referee, Chad Patton, was trying to plead with Randy Orton, speak some sense, get him back in the ring, and that was the moment John Cena capitalized and got straight back into this.
And again, I got to admit something here, Wade. John has been just a step quicker tonight to beat Randy Orton to the punch.
He's got that look on his face that he's loved every second of it so far. He's trying to embarrass and humiliate Randy Orton in his hometown.
Well, he's going to do that if he puts him through this table here. Just the scowl and the disgusting look on the face of, the disgusted look, I should say, on the face of Cena. And now John with Randy Orton up top. Focusing on the announce table now. Randy Orton, though, he's got John up on his own. And Randy Orton now. Look at this. Randy with an AA to Cena on top of the table. Orton with an AA delivering to Cena. The Viper strikes. John Cena bouncing off the table.
Spine first off this reinforced steel table.
And Randy's talking to himself now, and that's never a good thing.
You might want to get back, Cole. You've already dodged danger once this evening.
Where the hell do you want me to go? Randy now just dragging John Cena up, talking some trash as he's doing it.
This carnage, referee Chad Patton is down, and I assure you, Al, he's not coming back here.
Well, somebody better check on Chad. He's out. We need another official down here. Randy's beating the hell out of Cena, and I don't think he's done yet.
Got a lot of walking wounded. Our medical staff are focused on a lot of the bodies that have been beaten up this evening. And things are about to get even worse. Judging by the actions of Randy Orton, who has found something he likes the look of.
And the fans do as well. Randy Orton, he's setting up a table, Wade. Randy Orton is now setting up a table. I mean, he's already put John into one and through one, and now he's got the hood of our announce table that he's tossing out of harm's way, and he's going to drag John Cena now.
The morality goes out the window. Referee's down. Take your chance. Make this a street fight.
And now John fighting back, bouncing Randy off the steel steps here. Cena, Randy fighting back. Randy! Another AA through a table! Randy Orton using John's offense against him!
Come on, John.
Well, a brief pause from Randy Orton after the amount of energy he's exerted this evening. You can't blame him, but John Cena looks banter right to this point. 2 tables he's been through.
But wait, there's a serious problem here. We don't have an official. This has turned into an all-out street fight, an absolute brawl. Referee Chad Patton's been down for a number of minutes. He went headfirst into the steel steps.
Well, we need a contingency plan because this match is continuing.
Well, maybe General Manager Pierce should think about sending another official down here. It is awesome, guys, but Randy's not going to have a chance to win things if there's nobody to count.
Well, a tactic at that point do unlimited damage until a referee finally shows up. There's nothing stopping you. Guarantee victory.
And Randy Orton now is coiled and ready to strike John Cena. Trying to come to now. Trying to make it back to his feet. Orton is primed and ready. Randy Orton now. RKO to Cena.
Forehead to canvas.
Cover, wait a minute. Look who's coming. Look who's coming. Official Eddie Rango into the ring. Cena kicks it too. Not quite quick enough for Randy Orton. But we got another official in the ring.
Well, the frustration is palpable inside this arena. The hometown boy had it won. But somehow I'll give all the credit in the world. After going through 2 tables and tasting an RKO, John Cena refuses to die.
No. No.
And now as Randy talks to the official, John Cena stalking him from behind. Oh, the championship bounced off the face. RKO. The official's down again. Randy Orton's got the damn championship won again. And again, there's no official.
7, 8, 9, 10.
And now General Manager Nick Aldis from SmackDown and a bunch of officials heading down to the ring, trying to get the official Eddie Rango to come too.
I'll tell you right now, I've seen many championship shots to the cranium in my time. That was about as hard a hit as I have ever seen. I'm not surprised as this was focused on the referee who's down, and Randy, of course, frustrated. He had this one.
Of course he did. Now he's yelling at Aldis, the general manager.
Get another referee, Nick.
There ain't many left.
After seeing 2 carcasses of referees who complained, nobody else will want it to run down. Get some score.
RKO to Aldis. That'll be a fine. Another RKO. It's an RKO party in St. Louis. A frustrated Orton with RKO after RKO. There are bodies everywhere. Carnage at the hands of a completely out of his mind Randy Orton.
Bodies everywhere, and now voices ringing in the ears of the sadistic psychopath. And who can blame Randy Orton for losing his rag at this point?
He had the title won a number of times in this match. John Cena is defenseless in the corner. Randy Orton is backing up into position. He tried to do this earlier tonight. I mentioned the Legend Killer. For many years, punted legends.
One final legend to kill.
Whoa.
How are you doing, Truth?
R-Truth coming to the aid of his long-time RKO. Truth, a long-time fan of Cena's, coming out here to defend John. Low blow.
That's R-Truth's fault.
No, I mean,
R-Truth lives in an alternative reality.
He did come out here because he's a fan of John's, but the problem now, off the low blow, Cena has the championship gold in hand again, right off the skull of Orton. He gets rid of the evidence, into the cover. Again, no official, but coming to and dragging himself into the ring is Chad Patton. Patton's back into the ring. The cover now by Cena. Randy Orton is down and out, and John Cena retains the damn championship.
Here is your winner, and still the undisputed WWE Champion,
I'll take it.
Now, I don't even know what to say anymore, except the fact that the old John Cena never, in a million years, would have taken a victory like that.
Well, this is
which is what made him special, Wade. That is what made John Cena special.
Well, you're a reformed fanboy like a lot of people at this point, but this is the most desperate, soulless John Cena we have ever seen. But crucially, that's irrelevant right now. What is relevant is that John Cena is still the champ.
He wants to retire the title, the last real champion in his mind, and I mean...
Well, this was the second referee who got felled. Eddie Rango, championship shot to the skull, connected with a flush RKO, and Randy had this one. This was the moment. This place should have come unglued. And Randy should have been the 15th-time world champion.
Well, Randy's going to suffer a lot of fines after the carnage he left as his frustration just
An RKO party. Anyone in reasonable range took one. Our producers, our executives, Jamie Noble face first bouncing off the mat. And this was when Randy Orton lined up the punt, and it should have been executed. That was the kill shot.
our truth out here to save his long-time buddy, I guess. Always a fan of Cena. And then, of course, with the officials still out, that was delivered the low blow weight, and then it was just a...
Well, that distraction from Orton opened the window for John Cena to do the dastardly, take it as low as you want. And Randy Orton at this point with that championship shot, he's out completely cold. You hope beyond hope there would be some way he could kick out of this. But the 3 count was in.
You know what makes me so angry about all this is the fact that that was a great match. John put on a hell of a show.
I know you can't see me, but can you hear me? Cut the damn music. I don't need music. What I need is competition. And I sure as hell don't need you. Drink it in, St. Louis, because this is what the last real champion looks like.
Oh god, it's very dark.
Welcome.
What a great match. Fantastic. 5 out of 5. Why John Cena and Cody Rhodes couldn't have had that type of match really is bizarre to me, considering that was WrestleMania and John Cena's last ever WrestleMania. But yeah, at a Backlash PLE that has 5 matches on the card, we got literally a 5-star classic between Randy Orton and John Cena. What? That's the most bizarrest thing in the whole world. I really don't understand that, but yeah, that was Backlash and the 3 reactions that I wanted to film. Yeah, what a match, what a fucking match. I'm just about to watch the post show now, but yeah guys, I'll see you for the Backlash review tomorrow.